I think.
Yeah.
It's a really subtle
I think
but
it's
explosive dish. I think.
It's very understated, though. I mean, certainly visually it's quite understated. It's handsome, but it's not in your face.
That's what's so nice about it. It's the way it just flakes down and you eat it, and the more you eat it, you realise you've finished. And that, to me, is a great dish. Yeah, it's gone.
Is it gone?
I mean, I can still taste it around my mouth. I'm looking at Oliver thinking, I want to finish his.
It's not necessarily an amazing-looking dish, but the flavours are so beautiful.
Very intense flavours going on there.
One concern is obviously finding shell in my crab. You know, small pieces like that, they will, you know, break a tooth.
I think this dish is actually good enough to go all the way through to the final banquet. It's going to be an 8 from me.
The last time he'd done this dish, it was OK, but he's really transformed it, and it's great. It's an 8.
I thought it was a brilliant dish, and it tasted as good as it looked, and that's an 8.
I thought it was a little bit retro-looking, but I thought it tasted fantastic. I sourced all the ingredients brilliantly, so I'm giving it a really good 8.
So all the 8s.
And the final dish of the day will come from Will Holland, who came in last place yesterday. His fish course of beetroot-cured sea trout with horseradish bombed in the earlier rounds, and it's a dish Glyn's more than familiar with.
I've actually eaten Will's dish, and I'd said to him, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He never listened to me, but now, in the final, he's listened, so he's changed it, so it'd be interesting to see what angle he's gone on it.
Glyn hated my fish dish, so yeah, I've changed the complete dish, and hopefully I'm going to do better than 8th out of 8.
Yesterday, Tom Kerridge proved that serving up a brand new dish can secure a top 3 placing. So Will's pinning all his hopes on his newly conceived dish of poached trout with potato and herb dumplings. He starts by filleting and deboning the trout.
Hey, Will, it's not nice to come bottom of the pack, is it?
No.
How are you feeling today going into this?
Coming last yesterday, obviously, he's put additional pressures on me. And obviously, representing the central region, I was set an additional challenge in that the property was landlocked.
Right.
Which is why we've gone down the freshwater fish.
Last time, Will cured his trout, but this time he's rolled it into sausages and is poaching it in the water bath.
You've changed your dish completely, then?
I've kept the main ingredient, the trout.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do that with potato dumplings as well.
Technically, potato dumplings is gnocchi.
But Will presses on with his dumplings, combining potato with dill, chervil, tarragon and parsley.
Potato dumplings.
Yeah.
No, they don't look like gnocchi at all, actually. And he's completely changed his dish and nobody's seen what he's going to do. So I'm really looking forward to trying it.
The dumplings are pan-fried, as is the little gem lettuce. And as the elements of Will's surprise dish come together, there's an audience gathering. Will plates up the lettuce and cucumber and the potato and herb dumplings.
Are you happy with how it's turned out?
Yeah,
Please, you changed it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's, I think it's a little bit more up the judge's street.
On goes the trout and sorrel butter sauce. So the last dish to be scrutinised today is Will's, and it's the first time the judges will have seen it.
Lovely.
Well done.
And you? Dishes look lovely, all of them.
Yeah, really good.
I really hope that the judges, including Glyn, are more impressed with this dish than my last trout dish. It can't get any worse, so I've got nothing to fear.
Well, it's still a sea trout.
He's made a little sausage out of it.
I don't think this dish, in all honesty, has got anything going for it. I think the fish is OK. It's just passable. I really don't like the lettuce. I think, what is that doing there? And I suppose the cucumber's there for the health aspect.
The lettuce has got a bit of acidity that's almost cutting through the fish, but
Okay.
it's still too rich.
Let's love the lettuce.
It is too rich and creamy.
I actually think this is where the cucumber works. Actually do help to counterbalance that.
I mean, but look at it. It's a mess. It's in the wrong vessel. There's too much fish. It's too sauce-orientated. It's a mess.
A sorrel sauce can be delicious, but it has to be light, not much of it. And the herbal dumplings, they're not good.
You know, they're very springy.
Buoyant.
I really want Will to come through here. I feel a bit, you know, I know there's a lot more in him than this. It feels to me like he's panicked, to be honest with you.
This is a failure of execution. Is along the
like Oliver said, maybe he did panic.
But you know what the pressure's like out there in the kitchen. Does it get to you? I mean,
it's immense. I mean, you're forgetting to season things because you got timings, you got the pressure of cooking for you guys.
It's cooking for you. That's what's done it.
Don't start blaming me.
It's done it.
Hey.
It's all your fault.
Does it need the dumplings?
Probably drop a few of them. Just maybe have 2, not 3.
Cracking. Honestly?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Do you think the formula of turning up with a brand new dish, nothing that you've done before, do you think it works?
You proved that it can work yesterday. I'll see if it can work today, but let's hope so. So I don't go home and cry myself to sleep tonight like I did last night.
It was a bit too much, bit too full, bit too rich, bit too much going on there, a bit too, and that for the reason it's going to only get a 6.
I thought this was a really disappointing dish because it was too creamy and too claggy and too much. So it's a 6.
When you get to this level at the Great British Menu, the dish needs to be thought out in far greater detail. And to be honest with you, I think it was a bit of a mess. The only way is up, and it's a 5.
A little bit disappointed with this one. Obviously, Central Region is one of my own, but too big, again, claggy, dumplings too heavy. So unfortunately, I'm going to give it a 5.
The cooking's over, the fish courses are complete, and all the chefs can do now is wait for the verdict.
The standard of cooking today has been phenomenally high.
The competition's really picked up pace today, you know. It's got fierce, intense.
Everybody wants it really badly now to actually get through to the banquet.
You really could be in the bottom half, top half, and it's going to be so tight to call it.
The standard today has just skyrocketed.
Absolutely.
And just the quality and the precision of the cooking is just so much better today. Just everything felt really competitive.
Lisa Allen is cooking out of her skin. If we're not careful, she's going to smash us all in. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, we've had shellfish, we've had lobsters, we've had sea trout, and then we've had some, you know, we've had mackerel.
If I'd have got that dish right today, in my eyes, that would have been a top 3 dish. If I make top half, I'll be happy.
I might have lost the initial wow factor. It is there and it is true, but at the end of the day, we are here to celebrate the produce, not the glassware.
The quality of stuff used today, no matter what, it is the best in the world. It has to get through. It has to get through. I mean, I really do believe in it.
What's been really impressive is how much better they have sourced their local ingredients. Much better than during the regional heats.
Well, they need to, because in the final analysis, it may make the difference between what we think is a great dish and actually one which we want to actually send through to the banquet.
To create the best menu, the judges will choose from the top 3 dishes of each course. And at the end of Thursday's programme, they'll announce which will go forward to the banquet.
I'd like to be in the top 3. I can't tell you whether I'm in the top 3 or not.
I want my dish to be in the top 3, but who knows where it could be.
I think we should put them out of their misery, so let's get them in.
Back into the chamber of death.
So for these 8 chefs, the waiting's over. The stakes are high. Whose fish courses are still in contention for the royal banquet?
Well, good evening, chefs. We have tasted and really carefully scored every single dish. And I'm now going to announce the rankings, as before, in reverse order. In 8th place, it's Will.
I thought this fish dish was better than the last one, but there was some really strong dishes today. And we all thought it just wasn't as strong as some of the other ones. How are you feeling?
So?
Be upbeat about it. It's not the end of the competition for you. There's 2 more dishes.
Now, in 7th place, it is Alan.
You did change the dish, and in a way it lost a bit of that laughter and that smile. It was still a really beautiful dish. How do you feel about that?
Obviously disappointed, and, you know, I think we're all of the same opinion today. You don't know whether you could come first or last. All the dishes were so different.
Anyway, we need to move on to sixth place. And the sixth place is Tom. Oliver, do you want to say anything about that?
Tom, I liked your dish. I thought it looked great, but I don't think anybody felt it was really a fish dish. Yeah. It was a golfing dish. But,
I understand. It was an ode to the suppliers, and in my view, I knew it was either going to be a real winner, or it was either going to be one end of the scale or the other.
Anyway, we're moving up the rankings. The person who's in fifth place is... Niall.
Now, Niall, that was a sensational piece of sourcing of the raw materials. But where was the chef? Where was Niall in all of that? Except in this wonderful sense of generosity. How do you react to that?
I was just trying to let the product speak for itself, and I thought it was brilliant flavours there, but I take it on board.
Now, the chefs remaining are Aled, Kenny, Lisa, and Nathan. In order to give us total flexibility in planning the banquet menu, we are announcing the top 3 chefs, but we're not ranking them. But who's going to miss out on going into that top 3? So, in fourth place, it's Lisa, which means the top 3, in no particular order, are Aled, Kenny, and Nathan.
Well, I'm relieved.
Right?
I'm relieved because we had a bit of a drama in the kitchen just before it went. Dressed up the dish, just about to send it, and just as it was about to go, I tasted the salad, and it was all soapy and bitter, so I had to pull it all back, redress it, and just try and get out as quick as possible.
I think, you know, the idea of mackerel and gooseberries is fantastic. Perfect example of how to use lesser-known ingredients and make them really fantastic.
But so was yours, Nathan, and really celebrate the beauty of the seafood of the Southwest. Very fine.
I thought he looked a bit retro, to be honest with you.
There was nothing retro about that foraging along the seashore.
No, and that's when I thought the flavours were just good.
So, thank you.
Aled, I thought it was a good dish.
Pretty as a picture, too.
Yeah, really loved the vinaigrette mixed with the crab, I thought, and it felt modern. Really well done for losing the sea bass. It's transformed the dish.
But I don't want to forget Lisa, because although you didn't make it into the top 3, it was an absolute gem.
I think the quality of the dishes today has been amazing, and you can sense, you know, the endeavour that you've put in sourcing those produce.
We were all talking all the time about how remarkably well you've sourced all your ingredients. So we are really expecting great things, so thanks very much, and see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you very much.
So, a great result for Aled, Kenny and Nathan.
I want to celebrate, but then I don't, because it's not there yet. I mean, we've still got to find out whether it fits into the whole menu. Just have to wait and see and hold my breath for a few more days.
I'm really surprised about that. I really thought I'd blow that this morning, but really happy.
Obviously, I'm ecstatic. I'm one step closer to cooking for the Prince of Wales.
But disappointment again for some of the chefs.
There's nothing I can do about it now. I've just got to pick myself up and move on to the next course.
Last place again. Feels like home. Don't know.
But as the judges won't be choosing the winning dishes until they've tried all the courses, there's still everything to play for with tomorrow's main course.
Will, are you happy with the crowns? You happy the way they're flapping over?
I don't think that's a problem.
You think of a crown, you think of it straight up, don't you?
Coming up, here's your choice. Across the BBC at 7 o'clock, Christine and Matt face a driving challenge with Richard Hammond on The One Show on BBC Two Scotland. You're on BBC Two Scotland, programmes in Gaelic for the next hour and packing a red sucker punch. It's Total Wipeout on BBC Three.